Welcome to JasonWhiskyWise. My name is Jason. Welcome to this whiskey review where today we're going to be reviewing the Gordon Macphail Caol Ila from 1968. So this is part of their private collection, and in the last video we reviewed the Glenlivet, which is a 64-year-old Glenlivet. I'll leave that over there in the top corner. Feel free to go and check it out, and that way you can see also some of these ultra-rare whiskies, which I've never ever covered on the channel, but I thought it'd be a nice change-up to cover them here on the channel. So this one over here is a 1968 distilled Caol Ila, bottled in 2018, making it a 50-year-old whiskey. And with that being 50 years of age of a Caol Ila, it is the oldest ever bottled Caol Ila so far. In terms of the actual ABV on this one, this is at 52.5% ABV, and for me that is a fantastic sign that this cask could have gone on probably even further with that high ABV to maybe even being a 55, 60 plus year old whiskey, which is, great signs from looking all the way back in the past. Now, in terms of the distillery, it's from the Caol Ila distillery, and they are located on Islay, Scotland, which I actually visited halfway through last year. And in terms of the price point, I'll just leave a picture of the bottle over there. This is £7,500 for this bottle. It's a piece of history going all the way back, and I believe it's very, very old history because it's one of the oldest ever Caol Ilas. Now, this is limited to 199 bottles, if memory serves me well, as it is something very, very rare, and it's part of their private collections, so it is something that once it's gone, that's the end of this 50-year-old Caol Ila. So I've left some in a glass over here, and I kind of left it half open, just so it can have some time to breathe, because it's been 50 years in a cask, so giving it a little bit of time in the glass itself just gives it that time to breathe and just lets it, it's almost like stretching out a little bit. So I want to get straight into the nosing of this one, but if you guys haven't seen my Whiskey of the Year video, I'll also leave that in the top corner. This one gets an award in that, so that's just a little spoiler. If you haven't seen that, go and check out Whiskey of the Year off this video, as it's quite an interesting award ceremony. It's like 26 minutes long, but with lots of different awards. So without further ado, let's get into the nosing notes. First impressions on the nose, you are getting these signs of age coming through. For me, it's almost like a damp wood smoke, as if you've done like a fire after sort of it's been raining, like a wetlands fire smoke. You do then follow this up by like a damp shed note as well on the nose. Maybe like a damp dunnage as well, so damp shed / damp dunnage. You then get these fruitier notes underneath, and they're quite mellow notes. Conference pears, golden green apples, apricot jam, a little bit of these stone fruits now starting to make its way in with a little sweeter touch adding it to it. There's even a little bit of this herbal note coming through, and for me it's like a herb called thyme. Maybe a little bit of honey accompanying this herbal character. And from that then you then move into a little bit of this, what I'd say, a sweeter, it's almost like a barbecue sauce. It's very interesting how these older whiskies have this sort of fresher character, but then sometimes some of these just classic characters from their distillery. And all behind this, there is a gentle, soft citrus accompanying it all. Really just incredible stuff on the nose of this Caol Ila. Let's get in the palate next. Slanger. So starting things out now on the actual palate. Texture, mouthfeel, it's nice and rich. It's so full in texture that it's actually making my mouth water just thinking about it. Now you do get this little hint of smokiness, and it's ever so gentle. That many years in the cask has sort of mellowed it out quite a bit. But then you get this sort of really interesting, almost like roasted banana bread, almost character. Green apples stewing in a few sort of white pepper cones. Gooseberries, sour green grapes. And this just keeps going on the palate. Wow. And it does have that little hint of a briny character to it. But then the palate, just the texture in itself on the palate just keeps developing further. It becomes a little bit more waxier, and it's got that little candle wax character to it as well, which I really love. It's an old school style. And wow, oh wow, that just, it keeps going. Really great on the palate. Let's get into the finish, and I'll give you my notes on the finish. So overall now, to conclude this Caol Ila 50, overall opinions on the finish, it does have a nice length, but it's rather a medium finish. You get these notes of worn leather, a little bit of smoked malt, and then there is this sort of a sweet smoke, which I sort of associate to smoked kippers. But overall, the finish of this one's really nice. The only thing is it drops off a little bit quicker than I'd have liked, especially being such an old whiskey. I'd like it to carry on a little bit further, but it's a rather sort of, I'd say, short, medium finish to it. Overall, though, for my rating for this whiskey, I'm giving this one a 91 out of 100. It is a really fantastic nose. It's got an exceptional nose on this one. Palate as well, it's a really top scorer. The finish, though, again, just pulls off this score from it, which I think really just hurts it, because if it had a little bit more sort of finesse to it on the end, it would be an incredible, incredible whiskey. But it is one of the best whiskies I've tried in that 41-year-old plus category. So that was one of my winners of the Whiskey of the Year. So if you haven't seen that video again, I'll suggest you guys go and check that out. But that's going to be it for this video. If you guys have enjoyed, again, drop it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, as it always helps us here on the channel. I'll leave some other Gordon Macphail stuff on the screen. This has been me, Jason WhiskyWise, Mr. Bananas, and we'll catch you for the next video. Slanger.